think you're gonna have to share the screen again. But
Yeah, Khan.
shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to
Shalom.
give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. All right. I believe there's a bit of a delay, just a tiny bit of delay between us, brother. But if there's a problem, I'm just going to switch to my phone. This is going to be a series that me and the brother Zakar is going to be doing. It's going to be called The Secret Council, referring to Psalms, the 64th chapter, which I'll get that real quick. And we're going to go into some so-called conspiracies, all right, that are scriptural, all right. Or rather, we're gonna break it down using the scriptures. We're gonna give the biblical perspective on these so-called conspiracies. All right, but I want to get this is Psalm 64, and this is verse 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Most High, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect," right? And who's the perfect? The perfect is the elect. "Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not." Okay, so there's secret councils amongst these elites that are detrimental to our people and to the elect. Okay. It says they encourage themselves. You want to say something?
No, just to emphasize that the wicked is, of course, the true biblical nationality of the Edomites. It's referring to the so-called white people. And
right,
as the scripture says, it says in secret, the secret council. So they do these things in the darkness. They sit down, they have counsel, they meet in order to like it says, to make the perfect fall. Okay, like you said, the perfect is the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it says, "Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect." See, because these are secret councils that they have amongst each other. All right, that they don't relinquish to the public. Okay, unless they're using one of their rituals, which is known as the revelation of the method, or they'll show it in like a movie or within a comedy skit. Okay, so that people don't really take it seriously. Okay, it says, "Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily," right? Meaning privately. "They say, who shall see them?" Okay. So this is what these elites are doing behind closed doors. And one of the major things that they have done was created feminism, okay, which was very, very destructive to our people, all right, to all the tribes, but especially the Southern Kingdom, and even more especially the tribe of Judah. Okay, it was a major, major detriment. Okay, and it was a target, right? And it also destroyed their people as well, because they wanted to destroy the family structure in general. We're going to show you that in this particular lesson. We're going to show a few videos, a few key videos that you need to know. There might be a bit of a delay, brother. I think that the delay might have got longer, if I'm not mistaken. If you can hear me, say "Khan" right away.
Khan. Yeah, I hear you perfectly, bro.
Okay. Okay. The
The
delay is not that bad. It's a bit of a delay, but it's not that bad. Okay. So we'll continue this way. Go ahead and pull up the video Baba Kusha of Aaron Russo.
Okay.
Now, Aaron Russo, he became friends with an individual named Nick Rockefeller, which now, when you look it up, they say he doesn't exist. How convenient, right? So I guess he was just making it up. I guess Aaron Russo was just taking hallucinogenic drugs, right? Where he saw somebody that wasn't there, right? But I highly doubt that. Okay, and the things that he detailed, a lot of things that he detailed is things that that you can see in the society, right? And even one of the things that he also detailed was the MOTB, okay, which we tell you is the mark. Okay, he said that that was for total control, but this particular video is going to be detailing what feminism was all about. So let's go ahead and play this video.
Is that he was at the house one night, and we were talking, and he started laughing. He said, "Aaron, what do you think women's liberation was about?" And I said, I had pretty conventional thinking about it at that point. I said, I think it's about women having the right to work, getting equal pay with men, just like they won the right to vote, And he started to laugh. He said, "You're an idiot." And I said, "Why am I an idiot?" He said, let me tell you what that was about. We, the Rockefellers, funded that. We funded women's lib, and we're the ones who got all over the newspapers and television, the Rockefeller Foundation. He says, and you want to know why? He said, there were two primary reasons. And one reason was we couldn't tax half the population before women's lib. And the second reason was now we get the kids in school at an early age. We can indoctrinate the kids how to think. It breaks up their family. The kids start looking at the state as the family.
Okay, hold on. Let's pause it. Let's pause it there, brother.
Family.
Let's pause it there, brother. Now he said two things there. He said first that we could only tax half the population, meaning that women were exempt from taxes back then. Okay, and the way the economy was that the average job was able to support a whole family. Okay, so that's why men, they could just work a regular factory job and they could take care of their wives and their 3-4 children, right? Because of how the economy was back then. You can't do that in this day and age with a factory job. Okay, so there was a lot of things that came behind that, right? And you women think that you're liberated, but now you have to work. Okay, you have to work and to sustain yourself, along with helping, if you have a husband, to help with the bills, man. Right? So there was a lot of things that came behind this. Okay. And the second thing, and if you want to say something on that particular point?
No.
Okay. And the second thing was that he said that, can you play that back? What was the second thing he said again? Play that back. Hey, Shalom Ake Yabashim Al Shabashim Kakodash Brakata. All right.
They can now control the children. But
the priest I'm a one.
The reason was
what was that, brother?
In school at an early age.
Basically it goes into how they can have the children in school in an early age so they can control their minds,
Perfect. That's what I wanted, right? Now that second part, let's go into I want to get this scripture, Matthew's 12 in verse
Bind the strong
29.
man?
Yes.
Okay, come on. Okay, let me get it in the blue letter.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it might, I'm going good because it might. Okay, Matthew 12.
That's what I was thinking too. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, it says, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house?
Well, go up a little bit. Go up a little bit more, brother. Go up a little bit more. Okay. Go up like 1 or 2 verses.
Okay. This is the book of Matthew chapter 12 and verse 28. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of the Most High is come unto you. You know, it's better if I start off, brother. Okay, verse 25.
Okay, go ahead.
And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house is divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Now, if you have
And
a
if by
nation,
Beelzebub,
hold on, brother. If you have a nation
Mhm.
and
Yep.
you got the woman and the man divided, right?
Yeah,
That's detrimental to that nation.
yeah, yeah.
You see, because the household, the communities are built up of family by families.
Mhm.
Families are what create community.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you don't have, if the families are separated, you really don't have a strong community.
Mhm.
Okay, so that was a subversion tactic. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, it says, verse 27, and if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of Yahweh, then the kingdom of Yahweh is come unto you. Or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house?
Right. So you got to bind the strong man. Now, Yahweh Shai was saying basically the force that I'm exercising these demons with is opposite from these demons. It's contrary to these demons. Because why would
Yes.
someone that's with them want to exercise them? Right. It doesn't make any sense. It's counterproductive. Right.
Mhm.
Then he went on to say that, you know, first you have to bind the strong man and then you take his goods. Okay. You have to overpower the strong man and then take his goods. Now, that's what they did. They took the man out of the house. Now we're bringing it to this whole feminism thing. They took the man out of the house, and now what is the goods? The women and the children. Like he
That's
said,
right.
now we can indoctrinate them. It's hard to
Mhm.
indoctrinate women and children if the man has a strong role within that household. If he has a dom, because he's going to dictate what they believe and what they don't believe.
That's
You
right.
understand? Say, yeah, I know they said no, but I'm the guy you listen to. If they look at him as that authoritative figure, they'll listen to the dad over the state and the government and the school.
Mhm.
Okay, but that's not what they
If I
wanted.
may add too,
Mhm.
if I may add too, the word father goes back to the Hebrew word Abba, which means strength of the house. You know, the father is the strength of the house. He's the head of the house. You know, so that's one of the tactics that Esau Edom used. You know, he targeted the the head of the house in order to infiltrate the house. You know,
Right, and he did a good job with that. And we have a few articles
yeah.
that's going to go into that to further solidify the importance of a father in the household. Okay,
That's
go
right.
ahead. Okay, hold on. Before we do that,
Okay.
let's read the scripture from the brother. Okay, this is Ecclesiasticus 30 and verse 3. It says, "He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him." Yes, and that's one of the things that Esau discourages. What they'll do if you have a strong masculine father figure in the media, Esau will demonize that individual. Okay, he would demonize it. For example, Laval Ball, is that his name?
Yeah.
Laval Ball,
Yeah.
right?
Levar. Yeah.
Lavar Ball, Salakia. They crucified him in the media for no reason. They were attacking him in the media.
Mhm.
You know, he would say, "So, oh, I like your dress." Wow, that's sexual. Wow, that's sexual harassment. They were sending all different angles at this guy to try to take him down, man, because he
Yeah.
showed that that dominance of a father that was strict on his sons and made sure that they did the right thing, and they didn't want that image for Jake. They don't want that, and you can see how all his sons pretty much went to the NBA, I believe, maybe minus one,
Yeah.
but
-1. Mhm.
yeah, they all were successful pretty much. Okay, so
Mhm.
you know that's not what they want. that grieveth the enemy. Okay, and the brother also put Sirach 3 and 9. It says, "For the blessing of the father establishes the houses of of children." They don't want your house to be established. They want to subvert your households. This is what they did to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, especially you so-called Negroes. Okay, the Southern Kingdom, man. But the curses of the mother rooteth up the foundation, but also the other tribes too, because a lot of times the man doesn't really have power in the house. He's like an ornament, man. You know, and the woman has all the power in the household, man. Okay, happy wife, happy life. That's the motto. Okay.
If I may add too, brother.
Let's continue with this.
If I may add too, as well as he created an enmity between the son and the father too. You know, now the son hates the father. You know, and that's goes against the scriptures. You know, you're supposed to honor your father. You're supposed to honor your mother. You know, that's one of the most important commandments. But see, now through that tactic that he used, that divide and conquer tactic, he created enmity in the household, man. Which the scripture goes into creating discord among brethren. That's one thing that the Lord hates.
And he did that, what you're saying, by making it where you can't criticize these women. So if you can't criticize these women, you don't look at the mother as what did you do wrong. You know, she just feeds you her rhetoric and you believe it. She basically indoctrinates you against the father. You know. But anyways, what happened? That thing fell off?
No, we're back.
Yeah, but okay.
So it breaks up the family. The kids start looking at the state as the family, as the school, as the officials, as their family, not as the parents teaching them. And so those are the two primary reasons for women's lib, which I thought up to that point was a noble thing. You know, when I saw their intentions behind it, where they were coming from when they created it, the thought of it, I saw the evil behind what I thought was a noble venture.
Right. So there was, like he said, there was evil behind it. Well, the secret counsel of the wicked. Okay. Their heart is, you know, when it comes to evil, their heart is deep. Okay. He saw the evil behind it. Right. Let's I was just thinking about something that slipped my mind. But let's go to one of the articles that I sent you dealing with the statistics of the fatherless house. Okay. And I'm going to read this real quick first. I want to read the Sirach. Oh, well, that brother put up Sirach, the priest. I want to put up Sirach 30:3, but I want to get Sirach 30:1, because what is a father in the household? He's the disciplinarian. The mother is not the disciplinarian. Okay. When did you get nervous? You got nervous when your mother said, "Don't make me call your father, man." You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Or when she told your father, you know, wait till your father gets home, and you know the whole time you're in great fear, man. You see? Why? Because you know the pops, you know, pops is that disciplinarian. He's the one that kind of instills fear in you. And even when you grow older, it's showing you as spiritual, you still kind of have that fear for your father. Okay. If you know, especially if you grew up with your father, you had your father in your life at any point in time, you know, even though, he may be old, he may be older, you know what I'm saying? You still have that kind of that fear and that reverence for your father. And that's spiritual because he was set up to be that disciplinarian. I want to give an example of Floyd Mayweather, right? When he got into that argument with his father. Floyd Mayweather is the champ. He was the champ. He was his record was way better. He's a greater fighter than his father ever was, right? But I remember that Floyd was vexed at him, and his father kind of got in his face and said, like, basically, like, nigga, I'll whoop your ass, right? And you can see that Floyd Mayweather got scared. You can see he had that fear instilled inside of him, you know, which they would call trauma. But guess what? There's healthy trauma. There's trauma that diverts you from doing wickedness that they don't want to acknowledge. They want to put demon trauma. And it's who uses that word the most? These women. It's trauma. Listen, there's healthy trauma that you need. Okay. This is a Sirach 30:1, and it says, "He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod," meaning he gives him enough beatings. That's a sign of love, to give a son enough beatings. Okay, that he may have joy of him in the end, because you're steering him in the right direction. Okay, he that chat, and it says he,
Yep.
right? Because a lot of times when the women, because the father's the disciplinarian first and foremost. But another thing, a lot of times when these women discipline the children, it's a lot of times out of emotion. It's out of emotion because they're frustrated, because they had a bad day, whatever. So that's not the right way to go. Okay. It says, "He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance." Okay. So that's the point, man. Matter of fact, let me continue. It says, "He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind that is like himself." And that's what the father's doing. He's kind of molding you to be, like him, but a better version, if possible.
Yep.
Right? Right? Which there's no better version than Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So we can only strive to be more like Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right. That's right. It says,
Go ahead, bro.
yeah, it says that in the book of Hebrews, the 12th chapter, it says how we have fathers, of this life. Should we not be more obedient to the Father of spirits?
Right.
Strive to be like our Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Right. And I want to just finish this off. It says, "While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful." Right? Because a son could bring you shame, or he can bring you, joy. And you could be proud of your son. Like you could tell that Roger Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather Sr. was very proud of Floyd Mayweather Jr. You could tell. He says, "Yeah, my son, my son, my son." He's all, you could tell. Every time he speaks about him, he speaks about him with pride, so to speak. Okay, and I'm not speaking about the wicked pride either. Okay. Says he left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. You think they wanted you Israelites to teach your sons how to dislike this devil, how to get ahead above this devil, so you can pass him like you did in the Byzantine Empire? Do you think he wants that? No. Right? So he's gonna make sure that you're indoctrinated to move contrary to that. Right?
That's right.
So let's read this article. I think you could start about the second paragraph. This is going to the statistics of the fatherless. Let's read the top real quick. I just want to read the top.
Okay, so
top,
it says. Okay, so
fatherless,
you want me to read
single mother home statistics. Yeah, kind of. I want you to read the paragraphs. I just want to read the top, but I want you to read the paragraph.
Okay, Con.
No, go down more. Go down more. I don't know if I sent you the right one, man. I really hope I sent you the right one. Is that the right one?
Yeah, I mean,
go down
I believe
more.
so.
Yes. Single mother home statistics. Yeah, single mother home statistics. Okay. Read from there. And then jump down.
Okay, single mother home statistics.
Actually, you know what? No, Salakia, brother. It's my fault. Go down more. It goes to more statistics of the results of how they do. Yes, start from the crime linked to
Okay.
growing up single mother homes. Let's read it from here.
Okay, so this is from the website fixfamilycourts.com. Okay, it says here crime linked to growing up in single mother homes. In 1996, 70% of inmates in state juvenile detention centers serving long sentences were raised by single mothers. The absence of the father increases the daughter's vulnerability to exploitation by those outside the family. Girls from homes without fathers are 6 times more likely to become pregnant as teenagers.
Yeah. So they become more dysfunctional, man. Both the males and the women. 70% is a lot. And then the women, oh my goodness, you already know they become super, they're already thoughts in this society, but they become super ultra thoughts when they don't have a father, man.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why the scripture says what? Sirach the 42 in verse 11. It reads, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies. And who do you think is speaking? Do you think it's speaking to the mother? No, it's speaking to this is speaking to the father. And a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. Okay. So the father was supposed to keep a sure watch over his daughters. Okay.
Yeah. I have a precept just to add on to your point.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, this is Sirach 7:25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. Right? So the father plays an important role because he's supposed to judge who he's going to give his daughter to, and he's supposed to give her to a man of understanding. Now, because of the lack of fathers in the homes, a lot of women are making poor decisions by going after bad men, men that have no understanding, you know, because they don't have the understanding to pick men themselves. See?
Yeah, yeah. And that's why, amongst the Eve, the main thing, a lot of times they want a thug, right? Or they want a
Yeah,
corporate thug, or
yeah.
they want to, a dude that clearly is no good. And then they'll be complaining, right? Okay, let's
I have some
continue.
more.
Scroll down a bit. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, okay, come. I mean, we could continue and get the stats after.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Slack it. Okay, it says here. So reading on, the school shootings.
Correlation with crime involvement. Let's try that. No, excuse me.
Okay,
Saki. No,
correlation with crime.
fatherless household statistics. I just want to deal with the statistics. No. Salaki, go to the statistics down where it shows the percentage. No, down. You're going up, brother. Down.
Okay. Yeah, fatherless home statistics.
Yeah, right there.
Fatherlessness has become a concerning trend, with a significant number of children growing up without an engaged and involved father. The following statistics shed light on the prevalence and impact of fatherless homes on society. 63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes. 90% of all homelessness and runaway children are from fatherless homes. 85% of all children who show
Why do you
behaviors.
think that is? Because another thing, and I want to deal with the 90% homelessness. A lot of times the mother's a straight up tyrant, man, because she can't control her damn emotions. She might be stressed, right? So she takes it out on the child. And the child's like, I can't deal with this no more, and they just dip out, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that balance in the household, man. 90%, man.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
pretty much damn near all of them, man.
Yeah, might as well.
Go ahead.
Okay, it says here 85% of all children who show behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems come from fatherless homes. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 75% of
Well,
all
hold on. You
adolescent
women crying about grape this, grape that. I gotta stop these rapists. Well, the way you stop the rapists is by sticking with the father. That's how you stop the rapists, man.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You stop, or you give the children to the father, man. Okay, because y'all are clearly the least fit to raise the child by yourself. Right? But you're not gonna change. You're not gonna talk about that topic though, because it's you raising these children that's doing these type of things that you hate so much. So supposedly, so we know what the root is. We're getting closer to the root of the problem. So are you gonna help to change that? Yeah, I don't think so. Because y'all, anyways, yeah, okay. Anyways, but you know who's gonna change it? Yahweh Shai is gonna change it. He's gonna heal all of this.
That's right.
All of this madness. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the kingdom, you're going to go back to your purpose. Your purpose is not to get a career and to jump from man to man. I want the perfect dude. No, you're supposed to be with whoever you're set up with. That's it. Period. Because if everyone's trying to get the best guy, who's that gonna leave room for the other guys to get? Right? That's not even balanced, man. Okay. The spirit is gonna lead you to who you're gonna be with, who you're supposed to be with, man, and that's it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Okay. Just to add on to the behavior disorders, is just like you said, like these women being emotional in the household, and it makes emotional men too, makes emotional men. So they're fighting all sorts of demon in their mind. They don't know how to control their emotions. And so, they go outside and do all sorts of wild stuff.
Right. And I'm gonna go into something dealing with the behavior of these elephants, man, to show you the correlation. One of the articles I sent you was based upon the elephants, man. It's showing you, man. Hey, but there's certain animals that mimic, human behavior, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so reading on. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 75% of all adolescent patients in chemical abuse centers come from fatherless homes. 70% of juveniles in state-operated institutions come from fatherless homes. 85% of all youths sitting in prisons grew up in a fatherless home.
See? So that leads to more crime. Oh, which there's something that was read, I think, in this article, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know exactly where it is, but it said that the correlation to a city filled with crime is more correlated with fatherlessness in that particular city and area than it is to poverty. Because we used to say, oh, poverty is the reason for a lot of crime. But guess what? Really, it goes back to fatherlessness is really the main correlation. Because you can have a poor city, but if it has a bunch of strong families, there's going to be a strong, there's going to be a less crime and strong moral standards. There's a stronger moral foundation. Okay, because what do women usually do? They usually, it's okay. Like if the dude's if the son swings both ways, who's gonna be most likely to be? Oh, it's just fine. I love you just the way you are. It's gonna be the woman. Okay, even if she goes to church, it doesn't matter because they're more tied to the left-hand side. They're more tied to Satan than the man is, right? And that's why King Solomon, he said, out of 1,000 of these women, I have not found, because he had 1,000 women, right? He said, out of 1,000, I've not found one that was righteous, right? But out of 1,000 men, I at least found one. So that shows you right there, man. Okay, so if you
Yeah.
let them leave them to rule the what do you think is going to come? It's going to be nothing but chaos and wickedness.
Yep.
Anyways,
I
you
had a
want to say something?
precept. Yeah, I had a
Okay, go
precept,
ahead.
brother. Okay, this is in the
Go
book
ahead.
of Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
because
you
the
said,
reason it
they're more
mentions
tied
that.
into.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just to add on what you're saying, they're more tied on. They're more tied into the left hand side, so they're not really prone to follow the way of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, really, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is really speaking to men, like the scriptures say, "Unto you, O men, I call, and my voices to the sons of men." You know, so you're having these women in leadership position. They're leading the house. You know, they're obviously going to lead these young men in a bad way. The way of Satan is really the way of the wicked, man.
Yeah, yeah. They teach you to be passive towards wickedness. You know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Let's get the other article, Baba Kusha.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. All right. So the elephants, the correlation.
Khan.
Okay. And Lowen will post all these links in the description so brothers can read it. Okay. It says this is from Canberra Declaration, the Daily Declaration. Okay, it says elephants and young men, toxic
Well,
masculinity.
we can't see it though, brother.
Salakia.
Okay. It's
Salakia.
good. No, it's good.
Okay,
It's good now.
all right. So this is elephants and young men, toxic masculinity in the animal kingdom. A compelling article in Fatherhood Today magazine was published some years back, which many have been discussing since. In it, psychologist Wade Horn explains how the Kruger National Park in South Africa had a concerning problem of an overpopulation of elephants. The once low numbers had grown to an unhealthy level. The park could no longer support such large herds, so they arranged to have some of the elephants relocated to another national park refuge. Okay, I'm trying to get to the point. Yeah.
Go to verse. Go to the third one. Go to the park rangers began to notice.
Okay. Okay. Says the park rangers began to notice some peculiar behavior with the relocated elephants. Wow. A spate of killings. In fact, up to 60 rhinos were gored to death, and other animals were terrorized. They discovered that the young male elephants
So they were
were the
terrorizing
perpetrators
animals.
displaying this.
They were stabbing animals for no reason. Okay, they were criminals. They were being these elephants turned into criminals, man. And we're gonna read why they turned into these like this. Mm-hmm. Just like the so-called black neighborhood, just these young kids just terrorizing the neighborhood, man. Go ahead, bro.
Mm-hmm. It says they discovered that the young male elephants were the perpetrators displaying this un-elephant-like behavior. Some even trying to mate with rhinos, and it was because they had no father bull elephants to keep them in check and teach them normal elephant behavior.
They had no father bulls to keep them in check, to teach them a normal elephant behavior, man, to give them that discipline, man. All right. So that's even important amongst certain animals, man. You know. Go ahead.
It proves that the Lord deals with order, amongst all things. Another point it brought out says that is that it was un-elephant-like behavior.
Yeah.
So that's contrary to their, you say their normal way of being.
Yeah. Yeah, and you Israelites are acting degenerate. Scripture said, "How have you become as a degenerate plant unto me, man?"
That's right, bro.
And part of the reason is because it is this fatherless household, man. Now you've become monsters, and then on top of that, these devils, they gave you the hip hop, They gave you the gangster rap. They gave you all that stuff to compound the wickedness. You know, the drugs that took now. And what do they? Where do they promote the drugs? The drug use to you Israelites through the music, right? Future, he said he doesn't even take those drugs, but he's always talking Molly, Percocets, this, that, and the third. And what does Jake do? Because they don't. Most of them don't have a father figure in the house, right? Strong masculine figure. So what happens? They're influenced by the people around them. They're influenced by this music, and it leads to complete degeneracy.
That's right.
Go ahead, Ak.
I had a precept real quick.
Khan.
Proverbs 12:26. It says here, "The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them." Right, and the righteous would be, would be the nation of Israel. Okay, he's more excellent than his neighbor, which is the Edomites. Okay, but it says the ways of the wicked, which is once again the Edomites, they seduce them. The brother brought out, the music that they listen to, which is the current music that's highly popular, that drill music, which is funded by Esau Edom, specifically Amalek, and they bombard us with this wicked music, which brings wicked vibration, which incites the young men to commit wicked acts, man.
Yeah, you got dudes that's rapping about ops that they put to death, that they killed, making songs, put their names in it, going to their grave sites. Yeah. How can that be allowed on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But then if you speak about the natural herbs that might have helped you heal something, we got to take that down. That's dangerous. Well, look how much people are dying from this gangster rap, right?
Yeah.
So these devils are hypocrites, and they're clearly your enemy. Clearly. Go ahead, bro.
I had another precept.
Come on.
Lamentations 4:1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, hardly esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter.
That's it. Let's get back to the
article. It says, some experts believe that the calming influence of female elephants would moderate the rogue behavior in young males, but apparently this was not the case. The young males needed a father figure role model.
Salakia, brother. So the father figures, the female figures rather, did not help because they're not the disciplinarians. Just like in the human kingdom, the men are the disciplinarians, man. They're needed to keep order. The woman is there for nurturing. The mother elephant is there for nurturing and breastfeeding and things of that nature. Not discipline, man. Go ahead.
It said the young males needed a father figure role model, or else the hormonal youngsters would hang out in gangs and terrorize the other animals. Wow. Yep.
Let's continue though, unless you have something to say.
Okay, it says, of course. No, I mean, but this is that's the perfect correlation to what's going on with our people right now, because obviously Jake is gonna try to find some type of refuge, and who are they gonna find refuge with? Those gangs. What do the gangs do? They just go terrorize others, man. Okay, so reading on, it says, of course, the obvious solution to the problem was to ship in some mature bull elephants, and that's what they did. The problem was resolved within weeks, and the young males calmed down and became what they were meant.
Wow, that's it. Which it's not like you can just put these fathers in like in the human society, and within weeks it's going to be solved. Right. Because these kids are already far gone, and they're not going to listen to no one.
No,
that's not their own parent, right? Mm-hmm. So this is something that should have been, right. You have to start over with a new generation, and those new generations that's going to be right and perfect is going to be in the kingdom. Okay, it's not going to be here. Okay. So
And just real quick, and that's not the plan of Esau Edom to help the Israelites.
no, no, no. Did you have any articles you want to bring out, brother? Because
I
that
had
was all the
some.
articles I want to bring.
Okay, I had some statistics. I took a couple pictures
Okay.
from a particular video. Okay, but it just adds on to the statistics that we brought earlier. It says statistics in fatherless in America and the profound impact of mentoring. Says children growing up without a father in the United States
Are you able to share the
become
screen, Doc?
Oh shoot, slack it, bro, slack it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it says children growing up without a father in the United States has become an epidemic. Here are some troubling statistics about fatherless children in the U.S. from the National Center for Fathering and the Fatherless Generation. It says 85% of youth in prison come from fatherless homes. 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 90% of all homeless. Well, basically what we just brought up. Okay. It says nearly 25 million children live without their biological father. 60% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes. 90% of homeless children, 85% of children with behavioral disorders, and 85% of all youth in prison come from the fatherless homes. I had another one. It says nearly 2/3 of mothers continue to be family breadwinners. Black mothers are far more likely to be breadwinners. It says notable findings by race reveal that Black and Latina mothers are more likely to be
Yeah, and that was by
breadwinners
design
than white.
too.
Yeah,
You know, they would give the so-called black woman these different jobs and different opportunities, and they would hold the Jake man back because the threat is not the so-called black woman to the Edomites. The threat is you so-called black men.
Mhm.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay. It says 85% of Black mothers were primary sole or co-breadwinners in 2017, compared with 60% of Latina mothers and 62.4% of white mothers. Other key findings from the report include. Okay. Now I had also this this video, the video that we spoke on, which talks about how he set up the no man in the house rule when he was giving out the welfare to the families. So we'll play that video and then we'll skip through it, of course, because it's 20 minutes. So we'll definitely play the meat. Okay.
Here to help.
So, what happened? What's the mechanism? Here is a detailed look at how the welfare state played a role in the dissolving of the family structure over the years. People say that the breakdown of traditional family units, family structures, is a byproduct of Black poverty, not just because there is no man to support the family financially, but also because women tend to earn less than men on average. Of course, the connection between the two is there, but it goes deeper than that. Welfare was a mean little business. It was designed to get people by in a pinch. Public assistance programs, like welfare entitlements, have been a part of American culture since the 1940s. Unfortunately, like in many other aspects of government institutions, Black Americans were left out. In time, Black people could also get financial support, but it wasn't easy. Mothers who applied for checks had to let social workers inspect their homes to see if their conditions were suitable for welfare. These workers also had to make sure no man was living in the house. But even if they qualified for support, the amount they received was meager and not enough to build a stable life. In the early 1960s,
So so like the video said, in order for the family to get help, they had to make sure that there was no man in the house, and they would send investigators to make sure that no man was in the house.
welfare was not yet common,
Yep.
even in the
So
most
part of Esau's
Black
tactic.
communities. In the decade that followed, the number of Black people on welfare went up by 169%. They further increased by 30% from 1970 to 1975. In 1972, New York City, almost 1 out of every 6 residents was on welfare. A major portion of these households were Black. Although Black people were only around a tenth of all Americans, they made up almost 50% of all welfare recipients by the late 70s. A recent UNICEF report showed that many children under 18 in America struggle financially, and African American children are nearly 4 times more likely to be in poverty than white children. Though the number of families receiving cash assistance has decreased since 1996, child poverty rates for Black children in the US remain high. This outcome is not by accident. I studied the evolution of social welfare policies in the US from the New Deal to the 1996 reforms and found that these policies have been discriminatory from the start. And a lot of people can confess to that. This led many Black families to fall into cultural and economic ruin. In a short period, healthy Black people started relying on government assistance.
It seems to be skipping, brother.
Oh, skipping?
I don't know if it's just me, but it seems to be skipping.
Maybe the brothers could comment if it's skipping.
Con. That's what I was just about to con. That's right. If you brothers can just let us know if it's skipping or if you brothers can hear the video clearly, it might just be me. Put a con if you can hear it correctly, or la if you can't hear it properly. I see no responses yet.
Sure. I don't mind phone, bro.
But I mean, we got the point though. You can just break it down, because to me it's skipping.
Okay. Well, I have another. Okay. As you see here, it's IFS studies. Okay, and it goes into the impact of welfare on the so-called Black families. Okay. So it says here, it is important to realize that these things weren't always so. The Black American family provides a stark example. From 1890 to 1950, Black women had a higher marriage rate than white women. And in 1950, just 9% of Black children lived without their father. By 1960, the Black marriage rate had declined but remained close to the white marriage rate. In other words, despite open racism and widespread poverty, strong Black families used to be the norm. Okay. But by the mid 1980s, Black fatherlessness skyrocketed. Today, only 44% of Black children have a father in the home. In unison, the rate of Black out of wedlock birth went from 24.5% in 1964 to 70.7% by 1994, roughly where it stands today. Okay.
That's right.
So you know yeah. So there was a shift. Okay, there was a heavy shift after the 80s. You know, well, really after the 60s. Okay. It says one contributor to family breakdown, which soon spread to the poor and working class white family, may have been welfare expansion. Cash welfare in meager form existed since 1935, and some welfare expansion took place during the Kennedy administration. But under Johnson's Great Society, which began in 1964, benefits became substantially more generous and came under greater control of the federal government. It says, in the words of Harvard Paul Peterson, some programs actively discourage marriage because welfare assistance went to mothers so long as no male was boarding in the household. You see, it says marriage to an employed male, even one earning the minimum wage, placed at a risk a mother's economic well-being. Infamous men in the house rules meant that welfare workers would randomly appear in homes to check and see if the mother was accurately reporting her family status.
Yeah, so they were discouraging marriage by doing that, because they looked at the government as their security, and if the government was giving them more or the exact same as what a man that she's dealing with was making, she's putting herself at risk. It's like, oh, what if he leaves, or what if I don't want to be with him no more? Whatever the case may be, but she's putting herself at risk in her eyes. So that was all the tactic of the devil, man. So you can see Esau came with many angles to destroy, the so-called black household, and not just the black household, the so-called Latinos, Native American household as well, and even these other Edomites household. They've been affected by these things, okay, but not as much as us as Israelites. All right. Anything else you want to? Any closing statements?
Like I actually want to read about this men in the house rule. Okay, quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, like you said, it was a decree implemented by the serpent. Okay, and these women, they fell right into the trap. Okay, it says men in the house rule, a regulation that was formally applied in certain jurisdictions that denied poor families welfare payments in the event that a man resided under the same roof with them. Under the men in the house rule, a child who otherwise qualified for welfare benefits was denied those benefits in the child's mother if the child's mother was living with or having relations with any single or married able-bodied male. The man was considered a substitute father even if the man was not supporting the child. You see? Yeah.
Yeah, and you even have those videos of those so-called black women going back to like the 60s or the 70s, around that time, where they said, would you rather have a man in the house or a marriage, or would you rather be a single mother? I want to be a single mother when I grow up. And like they were like encouraging that the whole thing was that they wanted to be a single mother so they can get money off of welfare, because they were taught that was an easy come up. So you had they had old videos of that so-called black woman say, yeah, I can't wait I want to be a single mother when I grow up. I'm gonna get pregnant and I'm gonna be a single mother, but do it by myself. It's like, don't you think you need a man in the house? No, why do I need a man in the house? And they were saying, so that indoctrination was heavy back then. Okay. Which you brothers can go look up those videos, man. We're just here to give you the basis. We're here to give you the basis and the foundation of our stance on these things, so that you can see, the biblical perspective of these things and how it has definitely affected us. Anything else you want to bring out, Ak?
Yep, I have the precept here, Isaiah 10:1. Okay, it says here, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
Yep, that's it. The widows may be their prey, they may rob the fatherless, man, the vulnerable, man. The vulnerable.
That's it.
Yeah.
So,
with that, we're gonna close up. We're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Shakadash. Lord willing, this was edifying to you, Akim, out there, while you Akwath. And we'll say Shalom until the next lesson. Double honors to the apostle and others of Great Millstone. Shalom. Yep, Claudine. Yep, Claudine was a good movie. Your brother mentioned Claudine. Yep, Claudine was a good movie. Absolutely. All right, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Yabashim Yashar Brakatan.